Hello, everyone. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Baldur's Gate 3, shall we? Continuing our complete beginner's guide. And, well, the ship crashed. We're here on the beach. Now it's time to really open up and look at exploration, combat, questing, all kinds of things, now that we're kind of off of the initial rails of being trapped in the ship. So the first thing you want to note is, yes, of course, the game is in real time while you're exploring like this, and you can walk around.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
And as you uncover the map, it reveals on both the upper right mini-map, and if you push M for map, you can see more of the map becoming uncovered. Now, what you want to do when you get to a place like this that you're not sure where you are, is travel everywhere you can, looking for secrets, looking for treasure, looking for things you can interact with. So you want to kind of every once in a while hold down that left alt. So, for example, this mangled fisherman becomes highlighted, and then just make sure that you're not missing any interaction with your mouse. But moreover, there are places that you can move that might not seem obvious that you can get to with your character by using something like jumping. So there isn't any place right now that I'm excited about, but let's just try it out. If I push Z, I could try to jump up here. Now, if it says not enough space or path is interrupted, that means you just can't get up there at all. But, I can jump at any time out of combat, and even when I'm in like this real-time exploration mode, to find new places. I can also, sneak. So I can push this if I want to be really sneaky, and I can shove.
Moving in.
And you can also pick up rocks and other large objects and just throw them out of the way or move them out of the way with your character, but those will highlight when that's possible. Now let's check this fisherman. He's got a gold piece. We'll take it. And Shadowheart's lying on the ground. Let's go talk to her. Oh, she's got her little bauble there. I could either wake her or reach for the artifact. Now, I'm going to tell you what. As I've said many times, when you play this game, the beauty of it is the choice that you get to make with your character with these dialogue decision trees. Your choices will be different than mine, perhaps, and don't be swayed by what I do in this tutorial. Do whatever you want. That's what's great. So, I'm just going to try to wake her up. I'm not going to reach for her little toy there.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
I'm very strong. I was hoping you might know that.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
Okay. Do you have any idea where we are?
No. I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
So when she says we need a healer, she's a cleric, so she is a healer, but she doesn't mean like a combat healer. She means a very advanced healer who can try to take out these mind flayer parasites in our head. You want to stay together?
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
That's right, great company. Now, you could say this is where we part ways, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to be like, heck yeah, let's get moving.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that.
I'm really counting on that.
Lead the way.
Okay. So now you could see in the left of the screen, we have Shadowheart in the party, and she's grouped with us. She's over here. And so if I click over here, she's going to follow. So now we're getting the band back together, right? And I'm just going to slowly move through this. There's a chasm over here. What do you mean a chasm? I don't see anything. Maybe they just mean under the water. Okay, and I'm going to kind of roll around here. Oh, there's a barrel. Now notice how when I hold Alt, it says backpack pouch, but the barrel doesn't display. And if I mouse over it, you'll see barrel, and it's got a chest icon. It's got that star, meaning you haven't searched through it. And, well, we found a lyre. So this is a musical instrument. Now, I'm not a bard. I'm not proficient with a musical instrument, but these babies sell well. So take it. So what this means is when you're exploring, you really want to do an exhaustive job of using both Alt and just slowly moving the mouse around to see if that cursor changes, something highlights, because there's lots and lots of secrets. The game really rewards you for exploring. Now they're telling you about left Alt to highlight nearby items, okay? Which it does. It does a great job of that, right? So let's check out this pouch. I wouldn't have seen that otherwise. And there's a healing potion, which is phenomenal. I'll take it. And there's a backpack over here. What's in here? Okay. Oh, boy. We got a hat. Okay. So I'm going to go open the inventory. And this hat right here, I'm just going to equip it. Yes, I got the sorting hat. Okay. So look at my character now. I can pull out the Sword of Godric Gryffindor, no problem from this baby. And I'm ready to rock. I'm looking a lot classier. I look more like a wizard, but that's okay. Now, this hat, by the way, that we just got, it's pretty much just cosmetic. It doesn't do anything for your armor class. It's just something fun that you can wear, but it does go in the armored section of my character, which is like the battle section. And if you don't like it, you can click this eyeball button to hide the helmet or show the helmet or hide during dialogue. So it's like it's on, but then when you're talking, it comes off so you can see your character's face better. I'm going to show it because I'm proud of it. All right, we got a sweet hat. And let's see. This doesn't look good. So basically, this ship like flew out of the sky, fell down, and killed a bunch of people who were out here fishing. So we're going to be finding a lot of dead fishing people, like this guy. And also, dead thing from the ship, like a brain on legs. You know, normal stuff. Here's a barrel I can search. Empty. That's a shame. All right, let's go over here. And as my character moves, okay, this guy has some money. Now, you'll see how the name in yellow means you can search that freely. The name in red means like it's a hostile, or if you take this, people might get upset if you loot it, if they can see you, but pretty much everybody's dead. So I'm not worried. I'm going to take everything I can. And I just got some myrgrass. That, it says recipe unlocked. That is something that we can use in alchemy. So if I push H to open up like the crafting alchemy screen, it shows you what potions that you can make and what the ingredients are. Right now, we don't really have the ability or the skill, but it's just interesting to see this. So you can like say, oh, I want to make a potion of healing, for example. And I click on potions, click on potion of healing, and it tells you need any suspension, which we just got a suspension that we can make with myrgrass. And then we need salts of rogue's morsel, and we got it. So myrgrass, we can actually make a suspension, but we need 1, 2, 3 pieces of it to do that. So we only have 1. So as you're exploring, some of the stuff you'll find are crafting ingredients like that. Nothing else that I can get. I did see some stuff on this pier, though. Now, there's a limit to how far your left alt will display stuff. So you need to actually move your character around to be able to get to a lot of this stuff. Now, these buckets of fish are not displayed, but you want to take them. Why do you want to take them? Look at this fish. First of all, amazing fish drawing. Looks delicious. 4 camp supplies, it says. Camp supplies are something that you have to have to properly feed everyone when you camp, which we'll talk about later, and do a full rest. A full rest is something that you need to do in D&D and in this game to get all of your spells back, to fully heal, to get all of your abilities back. many of your abilities will say that you restore them after a full rest. So, for example, like Weakening Strike, it says short rest refreshes it. If you look in the tooltip, down at the very bottom in the purple bar, it says it's an action, green circle, but then right above that, it has the kind of like refresh arrows, and it says short rest. That means that this ability refreshes if you take a short rest. But some of our abilities, this is short rest, this is just a weapon action that we can do. It doesn't need to recharge. But then if I look at, for example, Lay on Hands, I have that daily. And let's see, my Oath ability recharges on a short rest, but then, oh, here we go, never mind, no, Lay on Hands. I have a pool of hit points I can heal with Lay on Hands. I have charges. And once I exhaust all those charges, I don't get Lay on Hands back until it says right here, recharge once per long rest. So I'd have to take a long rest to get my Lay on Hands back, for example. So you need these. Food is like incredibly important. And when you get food, I'm going to open up the inventory. Food actually, there are certain items like keys, alchemical ingredients, and food, and they have their own containers to keep your inventory like sorted well. So I pushed I to open this screen, and you'll notice that like my camp supply pack, it has a 2 on it. Now, you can just right-click and say open, and then you can look inside this, and you can see all the food you have. I have a full supply pack. It takes 40 camp supplies at this difficulty level, 80 at tactician level, 40 at this level to get one long rest. So you have to have 40 food every time you do that. So this fish gives us 4 out of the 40 that we need. This thing gives us full. Food is heavy, but our characters are strong, so I'm not worried about it. Now, something to note, this tricked me, but the 2 on your camp supply pack is not like I have 2 meals and I need 40. It means I have 2 items, and they can be of different value of camp supplies. So this is 40, this is 4, for example. So you'll see things like in this bucket of fish, this fish is 4 and this fish is 4. They're different fish, but fish appear to be worth 4. Some stuff is worth more, some stuff like 1 carrot is worth less, for example. Take all the food you can, because this will allow you just to rest and get your spells back whenever you need it. And mostly, in my experience, in the beginning of the game, you have time to go back to camp and rest. Camp is super convenient. You can get to it, you teleport to it, you can use it, you can rest, and then you can teleport back to where you were. It's like amazingly convenient once we get it all unlocked. Or really once we need it. We just don't need it right now. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But what I want to stress is most of the quests early in the game are not timed. So if you need to go back and rest, you can do that. But what is the limiting factor is not that the quests will expire. Like in some games, Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, for example, at the beginning of that game, you're under a time crunch. And so you don't have the luxury of resting all the time. In this game, you pretty much can. The quests will usually tell you, hey, this is urgent, so that you don't do that. But the limiting factor isn't being rushed by quests. It's not having enough camp supplies. Like if you go through and waste your long rest and you use all your camp supplies, you're going to run out of food. Now, you can buy food from vendors, but it's going to be expensive, and you want to spend your money on other stuff, at least in my opinion. So I'm going to search this backpack over here.
Fresh water.
And we get an apple. You see that this apple is 3 camp supplies. There's just some water, which this is not, you don't need to drink, you just need to eat. So, but this is something that could be useful for us, but it sells for 5, so I'll take it. And there's also this book. So this is a book of songs, shanties for the Birch Queen. There are many, many, many books in this game, and you can read these. You can also right-click and just pick it up. Now, you can pick it up and add it to your wares. I right-clicked on this to open up the contextual menu. I'm going to pick it up. If you add it to wares, that means when you go to a vendor, everything that you have tagged as a ware, you can like click one button to sell all of those things. So it's kind of like a junk tag. I don't want to tag it as that right now. I like to collect at least 1 copy of all the books just for fun, but that's me. Some people just sell everything. There's some more murgrass over here. Let's get it. And let's get this mangled fisher. And this guy's got a letter. You can read it. And it's a sad letter about this guy trying to, meet his love. And I'm going to take it. And this could be something in the game where if I open up my inventory and I look at this letter, I'm not going to read it. You should read it. But it's something where she says, leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. And maybe that's indicating that there is someone there, or there are some items, there's some treasure there. So you can use the clues that you get from these notes to find things. Never put it past this game. This game is super intelligent. It uses the environment all the time. It relies on you to problem solve, to troubleshoot, and to be creative. So nothing is here by chance. I'm going to go over here and check this out. All right. We got some tongs and we got rope. Now, this kind of threw me at first, but in general, not all of the time, in general, if you have an item like these tongs and there is no information below it about how you can use it for crafting or its equipment stats or anything like that, it's junk that you can sell. You don't need rope to go down a hole. It's not a supply that you need. You don't need tongs for any of your weapon maintenance or anything. This is just junk that you can sell. These thieves' tools, however, are not junk, and that's why you could see it tells you there's all this description, like you can use these to open locks. It takes an action. Not junk. Keep that. Use that. Great. There's a dead fisher over here. So many poor fishing people got killed by this crashing nautiloid. Now, up here, we see some more fish, and we see a bottle. Like I said before, you pretty much want to take everything to try to sell it. Now, there's a dead intellect devourer over here. Nothing on it. There's a wooden barrel. There's a gold piece inside. There's some belladonna over here. I'm collecting it all. Let's get it. We got a new recipe. So when you collect things, you unlock recipes, sublimate of belladonna. And there's some murgrass. Now we can actually make something from the murgrass because we have 3. Here's a dagger root. I'm going to go get that. And we got a new recipe, ashes of dagger root. There's a mangled fisher. And hey-oh. Ooh, look at this. This fish is huge. It's 4 pounds. It's 10 camp supplies. That's great. That's a lot of food. There's some belladonna. And what's this? Ancient sigil circle. I'm going to click on it. And what this means is as soon as you click on these purple runes, it opens up the map and it shows you we have found a waypoint. This means I can teleport to this point at any time on the map by just clicking on it. Also, on the right of the map screen, you can see the waypoints that we found. We always have camp, which I talked about before. I can click on camp to go to camp. And now I could click on the overgrown ruins over here to go here. So this is a great place. This is why you really want to explore to find waypoints that you can just instantly teleport to. I don't need to use this right now. I don't need to go back to camp, but I can if I want to. I'm going to push escape to get out of the map, and I'm going to just look around. And there's a doorway over here, but you see how it has the lock symbol.
Hands on everything.
It says it's locked. And so if I try to open it,
maybe there's another entrance.
It's locked. Now, I can right-click it and try to lockpick it if I want, but I'm not going to do that right now. First of all, I'm not a thief, so I'm not going to be good at that. But second of all, I am concerned about where is our friend from, where's Lizelle? So I want to keep searching around. I have all of this map to uncover to try to find Lizelle, and that's what I want to do before I go into a potentially dangerous area. So I'm just going to push F5 to save the game. Now, you don't have to do that. If you're a thief, maybe you want to just, try your luck and see if you can open the door. I'm going to actually go this way, though, and keep exploring. There's an abducted commoner. That's just somebody from the nautiloid ship who fell down and whose body was already dead and now is just here, but maybe they have something that of value that we could use.
Very well.
All right, so one thing I can tell you is you really want to be mindful when you're walking around in this game because as you're exploring and it's real time, there could be enemies, and if they see you, you could start combat up. But if you see like, oh, there's some enemies over here, for example, these bad boys, if we, sneak, maybe we can get the drop on them, get closer, but we can also, at any time when we see enemies, we can enter turn-based mode and then take kind of like an action before they would get to respond, guaranteed. Like I can attempt, like I could save it and, push group hide. I can just push Shift C and I could try to sneak up. And when you're moving, you see how there's a little sun icon on your move. That means like the visibility. So if I try to move into the broad daylight, I'm fully visible. But if I'm in the shadows, like I get a little bit of a bonus to this. And then what I can do is I can enter turn-based mode. And these guys do not see me. But this guy is a little bit too far away for me to walk up and hit. However, I have the opportunity here to jump in. So if I push Z and I say, let me jump, okay, I can jump to right about next to the guy. Just like that. And then
More of those wretched things.
we're in combat. We're right next to this guy. And I can get an attack on him that's a guaranteed first attack. The thing is, if I were to walk over here and have been in real-time mode and they saw us, we would roll initiative. And then maybe I get to go first, or maybe they're faster than me. But in this case, I guarantee that I get that first strike. And then they will roll initiative after, and I might even be able to attack again. So I might get like 2 attacks first. So do I want to do anything special right now? If I just try to do a basic attack on this guy, I have a 95% chance to hit this dude, which is great. But do I want to do backbreaker? Or do I want to do concussive smash or weakening strike? Oh, these all are short rest. They weren't saying it before. I was confused, but yeah, these all are just take a short rest. I'm just going to not do anything incredibly special. There's only 2 bad guys that I can see. I'm going to hit this guy. And now we roll initiative.
Better stay back.
Okay.
One strike could be lethal.
But what's interesting is you notice how I kind of went and I ended my turn, but Shadowheart hasn't gone. And she's actually not in combat. You see up here, I'll show you the combat log. He tried to hit me, he missed, and we did hit, and now it's our turn again. But what if I switch to Shadowheart?
Can't afford to stay idle.
She's over here, and it's now in real-time mode. But these people are kind of locked up in combat. So what I can do with her is I can go ahead and just enter turn-based mode so that they don't become aware of me. And I can enter the combat on her turn, like this. And what I can do is say, all right, what if I want to, just for example, use a firebolt on this guy? If I move to here, I have a 96% chance to hit because I get advantage because I am hiding. This is like a sneak attack that I'm making. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go up here. And we killed it. So you notice I had to make that hiding check. She made it. And so the guy was unaware. We got, when you attack from concealment, you get to have a advantage, which means we roll 2 dice 20 and take the best. And in that case, we rolled well, we hit, and we did 9 damage with our, which is almost max, with our cantrip, which is amazing. Now at the upper center of the screen, you can see that Shadowheart has entered the combat, and she is now acting after this Intellect Devourer. But I can switch back to Dr. Incompetent, and I actually get to go first. So I can hit this guy, and I have a 95% chance to hit him. What I might want to do is just try to knock this guy prone with Backbreaker and see what happens. he saved, but he was hit for 4 damage. Now I have my bonus action, which I can use, and I could shove the guy away or something if I want to. I can use my divine sense, and I could have done that to boost my attack roll, but I don't need to use it. Something you need to understand in this game, and it'll come over time, is just making an assessment of when you want to use your limited abilities. So I get this divine sense twice before a short rest, and this fight looks like it's all but done. Like, I might get hit, but it's 2 versus 1 here, so I think we're going to win, so I feel okay. So I'm going to save my resources. Now, I don't want to take a bonus action. I'm fine. I'm just going to push spacebar and end the turn. Oh my goodness. But what is this? There's another enemy. Where did this guy come from? Well, he came from, well, far away. He saw us. And the clue to that guy's existence was that there were still 2 portraits up here. I killed one, and the portrait didn't go away. It wasn't that there was a dead guy. It was that there was a guy that we couldn't see yet or weren't aware of that was far away that's going to add on. So always be mindful of the fact that even though you're just in combat with what's around you, explore the whole region to see, wait a minute, are there other enemies? Because in this case there was. Now, it's really not the end of the world, but we're doing just fine. It's still worth noting. Now, she, at this point, doesn't have any actions left because we used her action before, and I'm going to just run up here like this.
Keep going.
And I don't have an action, but I want to get up here to threaten this guy, and I do have bonus actions. So, I could Shield of Faith, and I definitely want to do this. So this increases somebody's armor class by 2, and it lasts until a long rest. Abilities like this are phenomenal because it does require concentration. So we'll talk about that in a second, but just I want to point out abilities that last until long rest are so nice because it's a long time before you rest. So +2 to armor class makes you much harder to hit, and the fact that you can have this for that long is worth it. Now, concentration is something where she basically has to be thinking about that spell and keeping it in her mind to keep it active, and if she takes damage, there's a chance that she could lose her concentration and the spell would go away. So, like, you have to make a concentration check, for example, to preserve the spell. I'm still going to use it. And who do we need it on? So if I push tab right now, you could see that his armor class, my main character, is 17 and hers is 16. So we're actually both pretty stout. But I'm going to put this on the Paladin because I plan for him to be up close most of the time. So I'm just going to give him that. And I'm going to end the turn. Spacebar. This guy tried to hit Shadowheart and he missed. And it is worth noting that, you know, with the AI, generally they're going to want to come after a healer or what they perceive to be like a weak character. So you could easily just cast that on her too if you wanted. Now, I'm going to instead, let's hit this guy. We can hit this guy, then this dude gets to go. And he is slightly damaged. And he was damaged not by us, but by something else, like just by the crash. So he's not playing with a full deck, which is good. I like it. And in this case, why don't I go ahead and concussive smash this guy. We hit him. He's dazed. So he's going to be easier for us to hit. And I'm going to... I could use Divine Sense on myself, but again, I'm okay. I'm going to push spacebar. He's going to double move to get close. So he dashed, which means he can't attack because he had to use both of his action for moving, but now he's up on us. All right, so here's Shadowheart's turn. You see she has a 95% chance to hit this guy. It has 2 hit points. She's going to kill it. It's gone. Now, I could use my other level 1 spell and do this, but you can't maintain concentration on 2 different spells, so that would mean that the Shield of Faith on my main character would go away. So instead, what I'm going to actually do is go back here. And I'm doing that so that this guy can't attack Shadowheart easily. And next turn, if this guy's still alive, she can use a cantrip of Sacred Flame or like Firebolt at range to hit the guy. But remember, we put the Shield of Faith on our Paladin, and we kind of want him to be the tank up front, taking the hits because he's harder to hit. So I'm going to end the turn, and now it's back to us, and this guy has 9 hit points. We got a 95% chance. Do I want to use anything special on this dude? I'm going to save it. I don't need it. We hit him for 5. He's going to attempt to hit us, of course. And that's fine. Let's push spacebar. He did hit us, and he hit us hard. He hit us for 8. So, look at this. You can see here that he basically rolled a 19. Yeah. So he rolled a 19, and he needed to hit a 19, but he rolled so well that he got us, and he did a lot of damage. So in that case, we could think about healing, but instead, I'm just going to eliminate this enemy. I'm going to cast a Firebolt on it. Now, unfortunately, we missed. So we push spacebar and we wait, and we need to hit this guy again. Oh, we critically fumbled. That's sad. Okay. So, I didn't think that we would miss with both of them right there. That was an 80% and a 95%, and we missed. So there's the opportunity that our main character gets knocked down right here. And he does. So that guy hit us again. He rolled a 17. So he rolled a 17 and a 19, and we missed. And that's just what happens. So, unfortunately for us, I could have healed, but I thought, no, we're fine. Let's just hit. That is sad. I wanted to heal outside of combat, but this gives us an opportunity to talk about what happens when your characters are terrible and miss their easy attacks. Even if I would have used Divine Sense, by the way, I critically fumbled, I still would have missed on that attack. So if they do this, if they perform badly, you can use a scroll of Revivify to return our character here with 1 hit point. Or, this guy is down on the ground. We also have the opportunity to just do a little bit of healing if we want. So we've got Inflict Wounds, we've got Guiding Bolt, Shield of Faith, Healing Word is an option, Resistance, and, you can look at her spells. Alright, fine. I'll do Healing Word. And he gets 6 hit points and he stands back up. And now, that was a bonus action. So we still have another action, and we can attempt again to use this. And she finally hit. Okay. So we did win. But we got to show you what happens when you get knocked down. Now, if you're knocked down for a long time, or you take more damage, you have to start making rolls to stay alive. And if your characters die in this game, they're not usually permanently dead. You can resurrect them. It's just expensive. So you don't want that to happen. But luckily, we're fine. That's why you save it, though. Because even a simple battle like that, you get a few misses, they get lucky, and do high damage on 2 hits against your, shielded armor class paladin. Then, ouch. So, we're up. Now, here's our options. I'm at half health. I could click on the camp button right here, and you see it opens up, and if I move up, I have an option to take a short rest. I can take a long rest, which means I would go to camp, or I could just go to camp and not rest yet if I want. So using this button, you can go to camp, you can just say, hey, give me a long rest. It tells you right here how many camp supplies you have. So we have 112 and we need 40, so we can almost camp with a long rest 3 times. And you also get 2 short rests that you can have between long rests. So these replenish when you take a long rest, but the short rest says twice a day you can get 50% of your hit points back, and warlocks restore their spell slots. So I could use Lay on Hands to heal myself, or I could use the short rest. And in this case, I'm only hurt on one character, so let's just use Lay on Hands. I'm going to Lay on Hands, and you could select variant. You can do 2, you can do Cure, or you can do 4. So, what do I want to do? I want to do this one right there. And so we heal up using 2 charges to go up. And I still have 1 Lay on Hands charge left, so I have 3, basically. And I can use this to heal to full. So now I no longer have Lay on Hands, but I am fully healed, and I have saved my short rest. There are arguments to go either way. You could just take a short rest right there, but I was only damaged on 1. Lay on Hands is great, but the problem I have with it in combat is 6 hit points isn't a lot, and it takes an action, whereas drinking a healing potion is a bonus action, and it heals usually for more than that. So I'm just going to use it out of combat and get ourselves patched up. Now, we've got some enemies that are on the ground that we can search to see if they have anything. And this guy's got a brain that we can use in an alchemical solution, so I'll take it. What does this guy have? Nothing. Nothing. And this guy has nothing either. Now, make sure you don't walk through this fire, because you will take damage. Alright, so we made it through the combat. There's another mangled... Oh, here's one. The commoner. This guy had 27 gold pieces. All right. Let's go down here. This guy had a mug, a fish, and a bottle. We'll take all of that. And oops, that wooden barrel, we've actually searched it because this is where we came from. So if I look around, I've been this way. So let's keep going through the ship. So we're going to go over here and look around in the ship. You'll notice that there's an abducted nobleman. I'm going to move. Now, we're in the bad guy's ship, so you really want to be on full alert because there could be more enemies, but I'm betting that our combat attracted pretty much anything that's nearby, so we've cleared it out, but you want to be careful. And I'm going to search this guy, and look at this dude. This guy has a necklace that we can sell for 20 gold, or it's worth 20 gold anyway, a kiwi, which is like 2 camp supplies, a rapier, which is, 65 gold, and a bunch of gold pieces. So this guy was loaded. Awesome. Now, look up here. You see how there's this chest, and there's a dead mind flare. How do I get up there? If I click, can my character make it? Yes. He just had to kind of climb up that. So the first thing you want to do when exploring is just look around and click on it. If you can't get there, then you're going to start thinking about, like, what do I need to do to the environment? Is there a ladder? Can I jump? What can I do? In this case, we made it. Let's open the chest, and ooh, there's an oil of accuracy. So you can coat your weapon to get a +2 bonus with the oiled weapon. So I'm going to take it. Now, you'll notice that in our choices down here of things that we can do, one of these is dip. So you can dip your weapon into a surface like we have there. Or maybe you just use this over here from the panel. All right, now let's go ahead. Ooh, this guy's got a void bulb, which is kind of like the grenade. He's got a skull, which... don't ask why he has a human skull. And he also has another kind of grenade that does acid damage, a caustic bulb. I will take all of that. And I'm just kind of holding down Alt. I'm looking around. There is another dead mind flare over here. Now, this mysterious liquid, we walked through it, but we didn't take any damage, so it's probably okay. You could break this if you wanted to, which is... this is a nautiloid tank. There's oil inside. It's kind of spilled out. I'm not going to mess with it. But I am going to try to get this guy. Can I get over there? Can I search this? We sure can. This guy has a potion of speed, which is incredible. And he has another kind of grenade, so we'll take it. So they've got a lot of, like, throwing items. And we just kind of move the camera around, see if there's anything up here. I don't see it. But I do see that there's more beach over here, so let's go out here. Now, by the way, there's fire right there. We didn't walk through it. Usually, the AI should avoid the fire, but not all the time. Sometimes it's real dumb, and it'll just stand in the fire, and it'll be really frustrating. So if there's something that's hazardous in the environment, you might want to switch to turn-based mode so that you can manually move around it. Or another thing you can do is you can turn off group mode by clicking toggle group mode, and then if I move, only the character I have selected is moving. Shadowheart won't follow, and so I can like manually guide my people step by step to avoid so that the AI doesn't path through something I don't want. I'm going to turn group mode back on, and I'm going to search this intellect devourer. It's empty. I'm going to search this wooden crate, and we got some thieves' tools. And I'm going to search this trunk, and we got some gold. And let's just see what's down here. There's a boat. There is some grass. I'll take this.
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do, indeed. Got it. And the pier kind of sinks away here. I don't see anything else that I want. So I'm going to click over here. And let's check this out. So at this point, I'm going to push M and show you where I'm at the map. So we started down here. We moved up. We found these overgrown ruins. We can teleport to them just by clicking on it. We made our way through the ship. Now, we could have gone upward through the ship, but I kind of went back out to the beach, and we're on this side. So we are working our way through the map and trying to uncover as much as possible. Sometimes you won't be able to get everywhere on the map. So like this dark area, we might not be able to get there, and that's okay. We just do our best. I'm going to follow this road up and continue to explore the map. And we'll get into that next time. Everyone, this is a good place to end the second episode. We have looked at some more combat. We got knocked down. We have found a teleporter. We've talked about food and camp. And we got Shadowheart back in the group. And we're trying to find Lizelle. I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for sharing your tips about the game to help new players. And keeping it spoiler-free and not too overwhelming. I hope you're finding this to be useful and fun. Take care. I'll check you in the next episode.